Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox with another episode of the FCPA Compliance and Ethics Report. Today, I'm extremely pleased to have Eddie Kogan, the president and CEO of Catellus Software, visiting with me today about one of the what I think is more fabulous tools that are available for the compliance practitioner in putting together a best practices compliance program. He also just mentioned once again the relationship nature of the software monitoring. Could you explain in a little bit more detail how this particular software tool really focuses on the relationships between people?
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating. I mean, take a simple example of an employee who's about to depart your company. Most employees, before they depart, their behavior changes in terms of how they work, in terms of kind of information they collect and how they pass that information on. So you have a behavioral signature change. So the software can actually predict when an employee will leave a company 2 months before they resign. So scale that to a grander scale, and perhaps one of the things I didn't mention is one of the things Catellus also does, it taps into the Exchange servers without integrating with them and looks at the log files of every Exchange server globally. And the log files really are like a telephone bill. They tell you who emailed who and when. That's all they tell you. There's no content, there are no attachments, so there are no privacy issues. But what it allows us to do is, and we deploy in most large corporations within a single day, and we're live that quickly. It allows us to pull this metadata in and create, in a sense, a Google map across the entire company, and allows us to understand all the relationships between your company and every single third party in every single region around the world. Now, what you find is that the relationship signature between all your employees who communicate, let's say, with a particular third party, the relationship signature changes as business activity changes. So in other words, let's say you're about to sign up a new partner and drive a couple $1 million through that reseller. We will know that's going to happen through the Catellus relationship monitoring 4 or 6 months before it actually comes on the compliance officer's desk, because we will see the relationship interactivity, the behavior change. And it isn't the volume of email that changes, it's the behavior of people and how they interact with each other when they're about to do business. So if you look at that, you can, clearly, when you onboard new partners, we work heavily with companies there to really uncover risk at that stage before you onboard the third party, because not only when you ask the company to fill in a form and they tell you who's on the board, we automatically tell you who on the ground is working with your people in that company. And we have that list of things which you can do a background check on. You can check out, are any of them former employees, and are they all certified? But once you've onboarded that third party, then 6 months from now, has the risk score changed? Has the risk profile of that company changed? And today, there's no way of monitoring that. There's no way to say that, hey, there are 5 new people in your company now handling that account. Those people haven't been trained. There are the third party you work with actually acquired another company and assigned new people to work with you. They're not certified. In fact, 3 of them have been to prison. You don't know that. We automatically detect that stuff. So we detect 2 things. What changes in terms of the people on the ground, their relationships, who they are, and we integrate with other systems so we know whether they're certified and trained. But we can also tell you if a company that was ranked number 30 in your list of companies, let's say in China, suddenly becomes number 5. And it becomes number 5 because your people are working with that company to bring in a lot more business, but you don't know it yet. And you're going to know it maybe 2 days before the quarter end when you're under pressure to get things working. Well, you don't realize that stage, the risk profile has already changed. You've now transacted new deals and you crossed the line. You can't go back then. So what you want to do is to understand these changes in a timely manner so you can action them, whether they're small level, in other words, is everybody trained, the block and tackle, or whether it's larger level. This company is now becoming way more serious from a transactional perspective. Are you aware before that transaction is consummated whether or not the risk profile of that partner has changed? This is valuable to you only if you know about it before the transaction. And that's what our software does, because it bottoms up that stuff and creates alerts, and it changes your risk profile dashboard so the compliance officer knows where they should spend their time, and they don't spend their time on things that haven't changed. So it's very much a risk-based way of automating a lot of the oversight and monitoring that you need to have in a sense, to reduce the number of investigations you end up in. Thank you for the opportunity to chat with you.
Okay.
Catellus provides an end-to-end third-party management system or integrates seamlessly with any tools that you may have already deployed. Please visit us at www.catelas.com to schedule a demonstration of our software.